Hi, I'm Dan Hurlich, lecturer for the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater College of Business and Economics, and here we are in week 14. This is the last week of class, okay? After that, we have the exam, and actually we can start the exam this week since we're online, and we were going to do it anyway. I figured let you do it, get it out of the way, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. So do not forget to sign up for the sales competition. Okay, the Paycom sales competition is going to take place this Wednesday, the 6th. Sign up ends Sunday night. Okay, this actual Sunday night before this actual starts. So what is the day? May 3rd. It closes at midnight. Now, the competition is going to run from 9 o'clock in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon. And if for some reason you cannot make that time frame, you have an issue or something comes up, call me, okay? Or shoot me an email real quick. We'll talk. We will make every possible accommodation to make sure that you can complete this assignment, okay? But you need to get signed up, and that's really important. So please do that. The competition is going to be not professional attire, but business casual. So make sure you're dressed appropriately for it. We had a few people that showed up that weren't business casual, and the judges weren't impressed. By the way, on Monday, I'm going to announce who the winners are for the Sherman-Williams team selling. Been pretty busy with these virtual competitions. They are taking a ton of time putting together. We're getting better at it. We're learning some things, but there are just some things I can't hurry. And it takes a lot of time. So I apologize on being a little late on getting a few things. But have gotten some assignments graded, and we'll definitely try to get some more done for you, definitely before the 8th. The 8th is a cutoff for when you can drop the class. Hopefully nobody needs to do that, and I don't think anybody does. If you have a problem or an issue, contact me, okay? You're having problems getting with some assignments or whatever, call me. I will work with you. So please, please do that, all right? But ultimately, it's up to you. You need to contact. If you're thinking of doing pass-fail, you got until the 27th. So I think it's the 27th. So you're going to be able to see your grades, and you can make that decision accordingly. If you want to talk to me or talk to your advisor, that's fine too. You may, if you're graduating and you get less than if you get a C- or less, you might even consider taking that rather than do pass-fail because D's for degrees. You get to graduate. So anyway, but those are things to consider. There's a lot of things to consider. Most people, I think, are going to end up just doing with their grades. And quite frankly, most of you have done extremely well. And I think your grades are going to be fine as long as you did the work. As far as the discussions, I had a couple people ask me about the discussions. And I have not graded the discussions yet because the discussions are pretty simple. It's a participation thing. If you did the discussion and you made a reasonable comment, you just say, oh yeah, me too, you actually made some serious comments, you're going to get credit. It's that simple. It's like showing up for class and participating in class. So I don't grade the quality of the discussion unless it's just crap. So that's simple, okay? So that you can tell what you're going to get for your discussions by the ones you participated in. It's easy. So let's go on and talk a little bit about this coming week, what we've got going on. And as we finish up week 13, be studying the Paycom competition materials. And like I said, make sure you sign up. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute, about the Paycom competition. Watch the videos and read articles regarding sales technologies and the future of sales and other thoughts about selling. I've got my phone going off here. I apologize. So, being invited to a fire pit with social distancing. Not going. Anyway, be careful, please. The 13th, we're now starting week 14. So watch the videos. Watch the videos and read the articles about sales technology, the future of sales, and other thoughts about selling. And I put a lot of information in there, just thoughts of most of you going into selling. And there's a lot of things I wish people would have told me about before I went in. That would have helped, okay? Review and prep for the exam. So I did include the study guide, and I think I even posted as late as last week. So the study guide, you're going to have 10 basic questions that you have to answer. You only answer 5 out of 10. So look at the study guide, see what the areas of study is. I'm going to create an item for you to sell to me? That's one of the questions. Using spin. So hopefully, study spin and how to do that, and you write it out like it's a conversation. Assume the answers. You don't have to write all my answers. Put your questions, put your what you would be saying, and do it based on what you know about me. So there's a wide variety of different types of subjects. There are go to the modules that have those subjects. Take a look at the syllabus to find them. Look in the modules, they're labeled. Go find that information and you'll find the answers. Now, this exam is not going to be open book, and it's going to be monitored. So it's lockdown monitor and lockdown browser both. You know what? You're getting all the information ahead of time. You ought to know it by then. So please take the exam. No cheating, no clicking on the internet, no propping a note up in front of you. You ought to have it well enough that for 5 questions that you could get it answered. Okay, is that fair? All right. Wednesday, May 6th is the competition, and a couple things I want to show you real quick. So I'm going to click out of here. I posted a scenario outline, and that's what this is right here. And it just gives you a lot of key issues and things to address. It also gives you a little bit, 10 minutes is pretty quick to do a presentation and close. So if you look at it, it tells you the estimated times to do it and where you should be hitting to get that 10 minutes. I would look at the script outline here, building report. You don't use it word for word, make it your own, but a lot of it's some basic things that we do and you've been trained to do. And then review and recap what you've discussed with them before. You don't need to go into detail in each one. Make it really simple, but make sure you confirm the important details, okay? Or you can bring some of these details up when you're doing the presentation and confirm them. So, you might want to say, you mentioned that you're having some difficulties. You're doing all the payroll yourself. It takes, you're traveling to your locations. It takes, you're entering the time cards yourself. It's on QuickBooks. You have an accounting firm. It takes you about 10 hours a week just on Thursday every other week just to do the payroll, okay? Does that sound about right? Yeah. And then you mentioned a couple other things about expanding and hiring people and the time it takes and so on. You were concerned about buddy punching, and I've got some really neat information here about buddy punching and some estimates that you can use. You can say, in your case, from what I've seen, your biweekly pay is about $70,000. Does that sound about right? They'll play along and go, yeah, that sounds right. All right, or use 80, use 60. Don't use the same thing as everybody else. Otherwise, the judge goes, geez, they all got the same number. So calculate it out. And realize we've got a quote in here that there's some research that shows 2.2% the average firm loses, or you can use the other number that we have, which is 1 to 3% of payroll due to buddy punching. Okay, your presentation. Put your presentation on a PowerPoint. Get some images off the internet. They're going to expect that you use numbers and you use a presentation and you have a professional presentation. The majority of the grading is going to be on the presentation, so there's very low on the report and very little on the review from the needs ID. Most of it's going to be on the presentation, the close. So you need to be relating to it, bringing back with the things that they told you. Now remember, in this competition, in this one, you talked to them at the beginning of the semester. Okay, that was the call to get an appointment. What actually happened is he told you, why don't you call, or he or she, Jordan is the name now. Jordan, why don't you call my assistant, Pat? Pat has all the information. So you gathered the information from Pat, did a fact find, and then basically you had a meeting with Jordan to do a needs ID, to discuss your finding and find out what his concerns were and really narrow down what were the main things that he or she is concerned about. And by the way, I did make a change from the scenario. The scenario said that they pay $250 plus $25 a month for between the accounting firm and QuickBooks per month. That was wrong. It's per payroll period. So make sure you use that. That'll help you. Okay. These are the things you're selling. Payroll automation. He can do it in minutes, quickly, electronically with one of these, okay? Or sit down on his computer. Maybe, he can pull it up, All the punch cards are entered automatically. The hours are there. The payrolls are there that he's already put in the dollar amounts that they're earning. He might have to make some changes to for a bonus or for FMLA or something like that. Or maybe all of a sudden he's got to garnish his wages now for some deadbeat employee. Is not paying his child support. So anything like that, you might have to make some changes. But typically what takes him 10 hours, forget the travel time, 10 hours a day to do. Plus he's got a lot of other things to do, right? Might take him 20 minutes, an hour. That's it. Pretty simple. Hit a button, everything happens. So it's payroll automation, tax management. If you noticed in the scenario, he got fined. He gets the form from the accounting firm, but they don't really manage the taxes for him. They tell him what to pay, and he made a mistake. And that actually happened to me once. I got fined pretty good for a very small amount. So, make sure that you use that. HR management, tracking applicants, hiring people, onboarding them. Remember, Pat is doing the onboarding. If you look at the scenario, Pat is spending 2 hours per person handling the paperwork and doing it, okay? Paycom will do it automatically for them. Get it done. And there's all the reasons we have in here that you can put, and look on their website and use some of that information for your presentation, all right? So don't use everything and every single thing. We just gave you a lot of things, and go on the website, take a look, and put together a nice, brief presentation. Again, you're only going to have 2-3 minutes to do it. Okay, close and objection handling, and we gave some potential objections. And then in the scenario, we have actually a contract worksheet where you can, where you can actually put together a little spreadsheet or a form where you can actually say, this is what it's going to cost for you per month, and compare it, or per month or per year, and compare it to what he's paying now. Not just what he's paying out, but what it's costing him in lost opportunity. So do that, okay? Here's your contract worksheet. Fill it out. Remember, Laundry Go can terminate the contract at any time. You can get this set up in a day or two. It's real easy. So you can probably make his next payroll and start saving now. That might help you in handling objection, right? Okay, so those are just a few little tips. I know you're going to do great. Like I say, on Monday, we will announce the winners for the Sherwin-Williams. We have 3 winners, first, second, and third, or 3 teams, first, second, and third place. And I think an honorable mention on this too. So anyway, looking forward to it. Guys, thanks a lot. It's been a lot of fun. Enjoy the competition. And I will work feverishly to complete everything else between the 8th and the very first part of the next week, so that you have all your grades and everything you can see. Okay? If you have any questions, problems, issues, again, please call. Okay? We're going to work with you. We're going to try and help you out. I know some people are struggling. Most companies have gone to free internet, unlimited data, and there's some resources that we have. I know that all campuses have received a substantial sum of money from the U.S. government to help students who need help with technology. So you can go to the Dean of Students office and ask, and they might send you somewhere else, but there's help out there for you. Okay, so give me a call if you have an issue. Thanks a lot. It's been a lot of fun, and good luck taking the exam. All right, take care.